The dean of my former medical school looked at me and said, "What the F is wrong with you?" I went into his office and I told him after my second year of medical school that I was going to drop out. And remember, at that time, I was a top 10 student in my class. Everybody thought I was crazy, really, except for my parents, but especially the faculty at the school. I told them that I was going to go become a full-time day trader. They thought that I was losing it and there was something wrong with me. My father is a physician. I was following in his footsteps. I was going to be making $300,000 to $400,000 per year. I was on a really nice track. I had already looked at a lot of residency programs. My life was basically being molded for me. People thought I was nuts, but I was confident in my conviction. Admittedly, I was a little bit fearful. You have to think. You're on a fast track. You're doing something that you really enjoy doing, but at the same point, it's not fulfilling you completely. So going into a new field, especially that is all on your shoulders, you're not working for anybody. You are going in and saying, I am going to do this myself. If I fail, it's completely on me. There's not going to be anyone there to help you. And I did have that feeling. I was a little bit nervous and I was a little bit fearful of the future. But remember, I had been doing it for so long to that point, just not in a fund style, not raising money. That was the main difference. And that is where the nerves came from. Now, up to that point, I had been trading for 13 or 14 years. So I did have trading under my belt, but not in the same capacity. And I would sit in medical school and I would be trading. I would be trading in my downtime when I wasn't studying. And I would be sitting there and reading books and studying hours on hours. And the thing that just kept popping up in the back of my mind was, why are you doing this? Why aren't you going and making your own money? You have a perfect path to go and do this. And up to that point, I had already made several $1,000,000, but I knew there was a path forward to a lot more money, a lot more wins, and a lot more freedom in my own life. It was about 7 years ago that I had dropped out, 8 years ago. And to this point now, I've amassed $21 million just from trading. The more money you gain, the more money you're going to be able to invest and the greater that pot is going to get. And that was the thinking that I had and why I said, I have to drop out of med school. I have to go and do something that I'm super passionate about. Now, if you've watched any other videos, you realize that I have a very, very simple process. And that is what gave me the time to do it in medical school. There's people out there that you're not going to quit your job, but you want to trade. You want to actively trade. You can do that. I was taking just a few minutes out of each day to go in long-term trades. So I was able to make money during being in school with a very extensive and dedicated schedule and the rigors of medical school. And I was still able to trade and make money. People can do that. I have a friend right now. He's a chiropractor. He sees patients now 2 days a week, but he was seeing patients 5 days a week. He has reduced his schedule down to 2 days a week because he has focused completely on trading. And he's able to supplement his income and say, I don't have to see patients totally every single day of the week. But the 2 days he's in the office, he still has time to check his charts every once in a while and say, my trades are good. The process is very simple. I'm going to show that to you here and how simple it can be. So if you just come over here to Google's chart, the simplicity comes in following the trend. This trend is not going to change very frequently. That's why if you're a busy person, you can just sit and check this once a day and make sure, hey, we are still in the sweet spot. We're still in the overbought area. There's no reason to buy or sell. There's no reason to make an immediate move. It's very non-time consuming. Now for me, I was able to go in and a break from studying and just take a quick peek. And let's say that I was in Google and say, okay, there's no change in trend. I'm going to move on to the next day. I'll come back and check my charts. Trends can last for a very long time. As you can see here with Google, this was March of 2023. And you can see here, it went sideways in the overbought area where you're holding a stock for quite some time. And it wasn't until September that you were exiting. That is a very long period of time for you to sit in a stock and not have to do anything, not have to buy, not have to sell. You just wait and watch the stock price go up and up and up. And that is the beauty of long-term trading if you have a busy career. Now you might be asking, how can I get involved with something like this? I have a job. I don't have time to learn this. That's what we are here for. That's what I am here for. I am literally here to hold your hand and walk you through and make you confident enough. The hard part about trading is the learning process. It's because you need the repetition. You need to do it over and over again. That's where the time constraint comes from. But once you see these patterns, once you identify them, it becomes relatively simple to identify the patterns over and over and then comes the part where the knowledge and the experience can kind of guide your returns over time. So you might be looking at me and saying, Mostafa, I cannot stop my job. That's not the goal here. The goal is not to do that. The goal is to create a second income, create a supplement for your first income. Literally anybody can do this. That's the beauty of my trading style. It can be for the person that is absolutely swamped with work and can only look at a chart for 5 minutes a day. There's somebody that can look at a chart for an hour a day. And then there's the day trader who doesn't do anything, but they sit there on their computer and they trade consistently, hour in and hour out throughout the day. I have a Patreon right now that's $25 a month. There's only 100 spots. So once those 100 are gone, the price is going to increase. You get complete access to me. You get the private live streams that we do. You get the chat where you can message me at any time, and you can message any other trader that's in the community. It's $25 right now. Go and sign up for it. So if you want to see how I made 21 million in 21 years, go and watch this next video.